What's up, guys and gals? Red Icing back again with some Persona 5 theories. Notice I said theories and not analysis, because honestly I like doing theories more, and analysis isn't exactly my strong suit, as you have seen some of the mistakes I've made. I am so glad to be back into the theories part of my videos, and will upload some analysis here and there, especially after E3. So with that said, let's talk about a theory that recently came to my attention. Remember that this is a theory and not concrete info. I also might mispronounce some things. As you read from the title, this video focuses on Makoto and her social link. While having a conversation with Miranda Goldstein, she told me her theory revolving around Makoto's persona, Joanne. During the conversation, we may have speculated some details involving her social link. So let's get into the details we know. Joanne is a take on Pope Joan, also known as the Popess, from a fable created in the Middle Ages to shame or criticize the papacy. Pope Joan was a woman who infiltrated the male-dominated papacy and became the Pope while hiding the fact that she truly was a woman. Also, a lot of y'all have pointed out that her motorcycle design may be related to Kamen Rider. Please understand for this next part that I will explain out the clues first that lead to the conclusion, just to speak in a logical sense. Alright, let's get into the interesting tidbits. If not a little morbid, as we need to focus on how Pope Joan died. In most of the stories, Pope Joan gives birth to a child in a public place, revealing her to be a woman. She either dies in childbirth or is executed for her false identity afterwards. Another way she has died in some texts is a sickness restricted to the female anatomy. Most likely it was uterine cancer, as doctors back then had few ways of identifying it, and Pope Joan was not likely to tell everyone she was really a woman to try and treat it. Not that they could treat it back then anyways. Let's focus on these two types of death as we move forward. In both cases, Pope Joan was trying to hide her true self and let the problems she had develop until it was too late. She was actively hiding a part of her, to which no one is surprised that she could be persona material now. She kept on leading people at a detriment to her own health and was ignoring a problem that wouldn't go away. In the end, this problem was her downfall. So how does this relate to Makoto? If we take the clues from above and start thinking in a story-based way, it could identify some of Makoto's problems and what we will hear and see in her social link. The clues are as followed. She led people at a detriment to herself. She knew her true self wouldn't be respected in the way she wanted. She actively hid a part of her away to keep a position that she knew she wouldn't be able to keep if it was brought to light. Taking all this together, we can formulate what her social link could be like. The obvious part of her social link that we all seem to be focusing on right now will be the fact that she needs to relax more and focus on other parts of her life. Stuff like fun, friends, and family. And she needs to focus on this instead of always being the leader. But there is one more thing we have to look at that has potential. In most of the stories where Pope Joan dies, she gives birth beforehand. She either dies immediately or is executed soon after. The important detail to notice is that she does not get to know her own baby. This puts an emphasis on family issues. We know that Makoto is related in some familial bond to Sai Najima. And for this theory, let's assume Sai is Makoto's mother or takes a mother-like role when it comes to Makoto. Both have positions of authority, and by seeing the fervor in Sai's expression, we can also tell that they take both of their jobs very seriously. It looks like they take matters into their own hands a little more than a person with the same job would. Both seem to be putting too much into work and not enough into enjoying life. So in effect, Pope Joan is not just a representation of Makoto's personality, but also a little more tilted towards her feelings about her mother. Taking this, we will assume that Makoto's social link will focus heavily on her relationship to Sai and how one or both of them will need to realize that family is more important than a job. Basically, it would be like a family intervention with some strained portions, and then at the end, a lighthearted moment that will almost bring a tear of joy out of the player. No? Come on, at least a smile. Man, you are only about the buffs, aren't you, you heartless bastard? Well, that's the end of the video. Thanks to Miranda Goldstein for giving some clues leading to this video. It really helps. And it was a nice theory. So, what do you guys and gals think? Am I wrong in some way? If you have any questions or comments that you would like me to reply to, put red at the start of your comment, and I'll get back to you. Thanks to all of you out there commenting and helping the channel. It's just so fun to go into speculation with a lot of you. Again, I cannot think of a closer, so...
Goodbye.